298 years ago, Christopher Columbus came and landed on the shores of the Western Hemisphere. That area of land inhabited by native people for centuries upon centuries is called America. And history books in the United States and England always refer to this man as the discoverer of America. Well, you and I know that's an absolute lie. Columbus did not discover America. But we'll play along with history for a few more years. And I want you to write of a new discoverer, that Dennis Banks from the great Chippewa Nation, from the land of the Ojibwa people, came here to England and discovered you. The message is clear that our elders have spoken to us and have asked us to take a message to the four corners of the world, from village to village, town to town, using a traditional way, burning sage, smudging the place, offering tobacco, having our ceremonies, singing our songs, dancing our dances, praying the way we do every day in the morning and the evening.
Our grandfathers to the east, the black-tailed deer people, look at us. Grandfathers to the south, the owl people, look at us. Our grandfather God above, look down upon us this day. Have mercy upon us. My Mother Earth, our sacred mother, you're our sacred mother. Have mercy on us. Be with us as we walk over you, run over you.
The message is very clear about the relationship that exists between mankind and nature. That balance is of a critical stage at this point.
Omitaki was.
And we are concerned about Mother Earth. And we are concerned about your future generations.
2, 1,
The sacred run for land and life in Europe began in England, crossed into France, and continued on into Belgium, Germany, Poland, the Baltic states, Sweden, Norway, Finland, and came to an end in Moscow on October 13th. The run will have traveled through a total of 13 European countries. The media and townspeople came out to see the runners off under clear blue skies. And thus began the run across the European continent. Emmett Eastman is the oldest runner at 57.
Could be a long day, guys. Many miles today, many kilometers.
He is known as the lead runner. The run begins each morning with a ceremony and prayer for a safe day of running. Running has long been a part of the Native American way of life. Before horses became a part of Indian culture, running was a necessary skill for hunting and communication, an important survival skill. It later came to have the same spiritual significance as meditation and prayer, as a way of communicating with Mother Earth through one's mind, body, and spirit. The sacred run is a prayer for land and life. It is a means to communicate an awareness that modern civilization is jeopardizing the balance between man and the environment, and that man must work to regain harmony with nature. The staff is always carried by the lead runner in relay, and indicates that a message is being delivered by its carrier. The 4 eagle feathers attached to the sacred staff symbolize the 4 directions: north, south, east, and west. The spiritual symbol of the run is represented by the 4 colors of the human race: white, black, yellow, red, and is encompassed by the circle of life. In order to cover the 150 to 200 kilometers per day with efficiency, a unique method of running called the crow hop is used. All runners are loaded on the lead bus and dropped off at various distances.
Not yet, not yet. After these guys.
Après eux.
The runners then drop the red marker at their starting point. This point becomes the stopping point for the runner dropped off previously. Upon completing their distance, runners pick up their marker. They then must wait for the elusive pickup bus, despite the heat. "40 people from Japan took part in this sacred run. Of these, 2 Ainu from Hokkaido, the indigenous people from Japan, participated.
Cette course se fait par relais tous les 10 ou 15 km et représente une grande performance sportive puisqu'en tout 7000 km.
The run was reported on many TV news and radio broadcasts along the route. It was quite an unusual event to see close to 100 Indians, Japanese and Europeans running together for land and life.
Represents many peoples, many nations of Native Americans coming together.
La course sacrée pour la terre et la vie à travers l'Europe représente le fait que beaucoup d'Indiens de différentes nations se retrouvent ensemble pour traverser l'Europe. Est-ce que avec la chaleur, etc., est-ce que c'est pas trop difficile de courir comme ça?
Well, it is hard, it is difficult, but our purpose for running.
Si on ne faisait que de porter un message, de faire que de parler, les gens ne seraient pas autant attentifs à notre message.
Some of my ancestors came from this country here, and I have a little bit of French in me myself, and so it's interesting to see the French people because they were in my country 200-300 years ago as trappers, and a lot of us in the north central part of the United States, my ancestors came in contact with the French trappers back in those days, and so a lot of where I'm from, a lot of the Indian people have French names. So I think that if they knew this themselves in this country, and they're a lot more closer than they think to the Native American people back home because of the meeting with the Indian people way 300 years ago.
How do you feel? You were in Paris.
I know that. I like it. Yeah.
What are you doing?
I like the boys.
どうですか？やっぱりエッフェル塔に乾杯。乾杯。はい。おー。
In each city, town, or village visited, songs and dances were performed, following the beat of the drum. These performances provided an opportunity to exchange ideas and learn about the local people. A blanket dance closed each performance, and here donations from the audience were collected. It was with these donations that enough funds were raised for the run to move on.
Do I have any 2-kilometer runners?
2 kilometers runners.
Makoto.
Okay. This is 2 kilometers.
Yeah, no, it's 3.
Huh? No, I am going to put 3. But I wanted to get...
The common language was English, but of course for those not well versed in English, there were at times breaks in communication.
Makoto open.
How do you spell that?
Makoto. M-A. M-A-K. A. O. M-A-K-O. T-O.
Makoto. Okay. Wait. Come here. Do you have a friend you want to run with? I'm going to have to break you guys up. I can't put you all out there at one time. 3 kilometers. You're going to have to find somebody you want to run with in here.
Are you pairing everybody up? I can't put all you runners, 3-kilometer runners out there at one time.
みんな3キロだったら困りますので、ペアで走った方がいいということです。距離長いんでない。
いや、しかし今日は距離が長いから、一人ずつでもいいんじゃないか。ゆっくり走ろうよ。こう歩かんようにするだけで。歩かんようにする。歩くの。聞いてんの俺は。あれ、あっち行ってよかったの？あ、こっち来るやろ。
From France entering into Belgium, routes became more complicated. Roads were not properly marked, and to add to the confusion, coordinators were not familiar with this type of running.
This is the way for runners. And this is the way for buses. Yes. Oh, come back. Go ahead. Just make sure. Table.
Make sure what?
Yeah, loot. No guide.
I know. That's why. How is he going to know?
I don't know.
And Emmett fades away into the distance. On this day, not only Emmett, but everyone was lost. All the vehicles were separated, and no one knew where to meet.
Then there are two things going to happen at the same time. Send the runners out to where they're going to sleep, different homes, and then you, yourself.
You're going to my home.
Well, wait a while.
Okay.
We have to deal with Emmett first.
You have to find Emmett tonight?
Yeah.
Not tomorrow? Tomorrow morning? No.
Emmett is very necessary.
Okay. Don't be aggressive, please. I made what I can. If we will go by car to the place where we've lost him, I don't know if we're going to find him, because if he is
In Germany, again, roads were not well marked. This was to occur numerous times along the route.
Not marked. Yeah. We need to mark it for them.
Okay.
Yes, the red mark is just left.
Tail on there.
What?
They don't have no tail on there. Remember he was putting the tail? The mother markers, they had a circle on there. That one don't have none.
In spite of all this, the run managed to move on.
Well, we can't come through here?
It's not allowed. There's a private street.
They got us running through private streets?
They got us running through this bike path here.
And we can't come through here.
The buses can't, but the runners can.
Which way did he say? Go this way?
Fast.
Maybe they call the police about
Good.
No, it's a public road, man. Why not?
No, it's a private road.
Yeah, the blue bus already went, so let's go.
Are you okay?
Fine. It's a nice run.
疲れてない？
足がちょっと痛いかな。
あ、そう。足どうした？
足すぐ病むようになってきたな。
そう、足首？
うん、足首なんだけど、足首からすねにかけて。
こうね。ちょっと無理したよね。
最初の無理がもうずっと後引きまくってて。
Runners averaged 10 kilometers daily, and within 2 weeks after the start, leg injuries and other ailments began to appear.
病人の顔してる。この髭も剃ってないところで。
でも1週間風呂入ってないし。
なんで？一回風呂入った方がいいかもしれない逆にな抜けた風がちょっと抜けた。
抜けたらね。
熱あるの？
熱昨日あったんですけど今日はだいぶ下がった。
山口さんに薬もらった？
もらってます。
今もデニスに言ったんだけれども、具体的に例えば靴ずれの問題とかヒロシの膝の問題以外にね、体の内部の病気もぼつぼつ出始めてるんです。それは事実です。でそれらの人々がやっぱり一番の問題は十分に自分の体をケアする時間がない、つまりやっぱり休めてない、これが一番のね、僕としての大きな問題。
Hey, are you okay?
Yeah, we're okay.
You're not cold?
Are you cold? She's not cold. She ran 1 kilometer.
Really?
Yeah. She's running 2 today, 1 in the morning and 1 after lunch.
Okay.
Gotta get out there running.
Okay. So what do you think of this run so far?
Well, I think it's having the effect of what the run was for, I believe, is taking place through the communication with the different communities that we've been through, and the talks that we've had with the people. The ideas are the same. The thought is the same, the healing for the land, the healing for the people. And I believe that as we travel, we're going to find that it's the same both over here as it is in the United States. Everybody wants healing for the Mother Earth because they realize that with the healing of the Mother Earth, the mind of the people also can heal, in which the consequence of that is peace.
Prior to crossing into former East Germany, both East and West German coordinators met together for the first time. After the fall of the Berlin Wall, mixed feelings of hope and anxiety over German unity surfaced. It was within this context that the Indian message resounded in the hearts of the German supporters. And it was these people who believed that peace and freedom could be achieved.
I think strong connection or bond between us to work for indigenous people, for the earth, for land life maybe.
Yes, you should ask the kids.
So our governments are different, the societies we live in are different. The work we are doing is more or less the same. That's connecting us, not the different beliefs of our government.
I think now there's big problems among the European people, especially from Germans, work together because the spirit of war is coming from Europe and it's coming from Germany. And now the Germans didn't learn how to make peace. And there is Americans and Indian and Japanese people come out of here and say make peace, nobody knows what to do. That's the problem. But I feel it's good and to come out of here and meet up people and say keep peace. That's different from what the people are doing now.
The border was there, the trees going from left to right, you'll see something. Oh, maybe here. It's waiting for us. Okay, look, this is the stone from the border now. It's solid like, oh, okay. It's cool. This is the stone for the border. Okay. This is the top.
Roneburg, a small town in southern East Germany. The largest uranium mining plant in Europe is located here. 20,000 people are employed in the Soviet-managed plant where uranium is mined for nuclear weapons in the Soviet Union. According to Soviet policy under Gorbachev, this plant is due to close in the near future. In the meantime, however, 3 nearby villages have been forced to relocate from this area in order to mine more uranium. Since 1988, the members of the Christian Circle Environment Group, located in this church, have been active in spreading information on the dangers of nuclear power by displaying the effects of Chernobyl in this exhibition.
Recycling place?
One year prior to the fall of the Berlin Wall, these members remained active in this church, secretly supporting an anti-nuclear movement which would have had life-threatening consequences if discovered. Masaru Okada from Japan shares his views and explains the nuclear power situation in Japan.
All those are preparing. Yeah.
Upon entering East Berlin, the runners are greeted by the deputy mayor of this city.
Coming to East Berlin, of course, our message is the same as it was in Japan and America, that we will continue to pray for peace. Peace from war, but also peace with the environment.
Frieden, Frieden von Krieg, sondern auch Frieden mit der Umwelt.
Just as these walls are tumbling down, we are also hopeful that the walls of discrimination and racism, that they also come down.
東と西が一つになっていく対立や憎悪の感情が雪解けのように溶けていって平和な気持ちの心がこのランのセイクリッドサークルと一緒に広がっていく、それに私たちも力をあげたい、そういう気持ちです。だからこれから東欧圏ポーランドやソ連に入りますけれども、私たちのサークルがどんどん大きくなって広がって多くの人たちが同じ気持ちを共感できるようにこれからも、もうしばらくずっと走っていきたいと思ってます。
Okay, so what he said is it's just good to meet other people and have a better communication because before it was not possible. And they are quite impressed about the tradition of other people, to look what they are doing and about their tradition. And she said she was very much impressed that they talk about the problems which the people have here in the small villages, because they feel that also that they carry their message. And now we understand that people in other countries, they have the same problem, like they have here. And so they feel something special from that.
Okay, thank you, Shem.
Thank you.
Thank you, Shem.
On August 27th, into the third week, the run heads into Poland. In a Poland that is attempting to break away from socialism, entry was relatively simple. The border patrols warmly greeted the runners and were unusually open and receptive. With only a brief advance passport check in former East Germany, the runners smoothly cross over and are received with welcoming applause.
Hi.
Hello, welcome.
Marek, za plecami oczywiście.
Something like that?
Yeah.
Yeah, can we buy that?
We can talk later.
Can we have some? Yeah. Hello? Hey, runners, how do you feel? We feel good! Oh, it feels so good! All right. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go!
There are a lot of people in Poland interested in America and India, in support them, but there are young people, so they haven't too much possibilities to support them. But at least they try to change general opinion in Poland about Indians, because the people in Poland don't know Indians.
And set out on plans. The plan of the camp, the situation plan of the crematoria. From 10 to 12,000 bodies were burnt daily in the 5 crematoria, designed and built by specialists from private German firms. Even used toothbrushes, ordinary brushes, shaving brushes, and suitcases with inscriptions in all languages, articles from Poland, Hungary, France, Czechoslovakia, Holland, Greece, Belgium. Many of these articles were destroyed by the Germans. Many were sent off to Germany. But the awe-inspiring souvenirs are to be found on every meter of Auschwitz soil. The bill for the lives of 4 million people was made out by the hands of the living and the dead.
Oh, are you tired?
No.
Looks tired.
This place, remember death.
Hmm?
This place, remember death.
Yeah.
I am Polish.
Mm-hmm.
Many Polish dead.
Mm-hmm.
Several years ago.
Mm-hmm.
Bad news for me.
Mm-hmm. This first time to come here?
Second.
Second time. Depressed?
Yeah, very depressed. I am lucky man.
Mm-hmm.
This place, no, for me.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's just the same, everything's the same. The barracks, the barbed wire, the gun towers, everything. All this.
Have you been there?
Yeah. Years.
Why?
Well, that was in Oakland, California. They call a place called Santa Rita, and that's the county jail for the Alameda County. And they utilized Japanese Second World War Japanese concentration camp, and it's the same thing as this here.
Really?
With the run moving at a pace close to 200 kilometers per day, and with new runners joining daily, food preparation was a tough job. The two who undertook this difficult task were Yoko and Akihito Ota, mother and son team. Their workspace was inside this cook bus. Nicknamed the Green Cheese Machine, this 26-year-old bus from Sweden fed and sustained the run.
今日のメニューは？今日のメニューはこれとそれからこれはベーコンとピーマンとこれとキャベツと炒めてちょっと日本風ウスターソースで味付けてそれからお粥が残ってるからこれをカレー味のスープにコンソメスープに豆が昼のが残ってますね。それを使います。100人分やからやっぱ大変でしょう。大変です。これが3つしかない。今度これちっちゃいでしょこれ。これ小さいでしょ。でまあこれ1個しかないでこれ大きなビッグ鍋でたら使われへんもうそれが一番大変ですそれからやっぱりこう水が限られてるのがね水が昨日なんか水がないからスパゲティ茹でるのにね本来ならもうちょっと先に入れとけばいいでしょう茹でられんのお水がなくて
The run picked up momentum, and by the time it reached the middle of Poland, the number of participants swelled to close to 100. This put a serious strain on the food supply, as well as the sleeping quarters, which were stretched to overcapacity.
You can't give it away. This apple juice? Noble. Huh? Tell him he can't give that away.
On this morning, before the run began, a peculiar incident occurred.
I want to tell the European Committee.
Several runners arrived in late the previous evening, and with all the prepared beds taken, the tired runners had no choice but to sleep on the floor. Upon hearing this, Dennis made the announcement that first priority over sleeping quarters should go to Indians, Japanese, and drivers before Europeans.
The U.S. or the bus drivers don't have a place to sleep. Everybody else is crowded in there. I'm going to cut this list from everybody except the team from the U.S. and the team from Japan.
You know, it's like, come on, why European, Japanese, and Indian? You know, why are we making a difference? I thought we were one people. What is this suddenly that Europeans have to sleep on the ground or not? They have to leave. I don't understand this.
Well, last night was a good example of that.
Well, the night before was other people.
The Polish people have made advanced things for 80 people, all right? And we come in here with 95 people last night.
I mean, you know, it's like if you don't have the Europeans, most of the Europeans help organize here, you know, it's like it doesn't make any sense. Right.
C'est du délire là.
It's called prejudice.
Hold it down. Hi, Chief.
Okay, he was asking, is it possible to...
And only Indian people and Japanese can run, then fine. Then all the Europeans stay here. You guys go.
That's your statement.
Yeah, that's my statement because it makes me angry. If you don't have the Europeans...
Me too.
You know,
I'm not agree with that.
Like, I don't agree with you.
No.
Swiss-born Marina strongly objected to this statement and walked away from the unifying circle, bringing about a rift between the Indians and the Europeans.
Samuel, Mini. Come here.
The visa information and everything.
We don't understand. We run all together. If we make part on the system, it's not possible.
Disagreements erupt, even among those who share a common belief. It was here that everyone came face to face with the difficulty in keeping so many people together under such challenging circumstances. On the surface, everything appeared normal as the day progressed into evening. However, a cloud of doubt was cast over the run. Could it continue on? Then a few minutes after dinner, Dennis came in with the following announcement.
This morning, there was some remarks were made which were directed against the European community.
Dzisiaj rano były uczynione właśnie pewne takie uwagi, delikatnie mówiąc, które były wymierzone przeciwko europejskiemu komitetowi.
And those words were pretty harsh.
I te słowa były naprawdę raniące, ciężkie.
Were directed at the Europeans. I'm terribly sorry that the Polish committee felt offended.
I dlatego w momencie, kiedy te uwagi zostały wymierzone i powiedziane przeciwko Komitetowi Europejskiemu, jest
On September 4th, the run passed through Warsaw and arrived at the Lithuanian border, entrance to the Baltic states.
Boy, that made me happy.
Yeah.
We're gonna run.
Yeah. Kill, catch that. Kill it from back. Hello.
Hello.
How was that?
Well,
How was that?
half and half. We could get the passports for all the Europeans, but they wouldn't give the passports for the Six Nations.
So what?
We'll try here.
Try?
Yeah.
go
Ask
through?
Moscow.
Okay.
They wanted the answer from Moscow.
Sorry.
I don't know why.
Oh. Did you sleep?
No, I was up till real late last night, 1, 2 o'clock.
Everybody else was taking care of my passport work, so I really don't know, and there's the language barrier again, so I really don't know what they were saying, and I didn't speak or anything, and they just said that they don't recognize the Six Nations passport.
Representing the Six Nations were Kelly, Deneen, her 3-year-old daughter, and Creedon. The Six Nations is located between the U.S. and Canadian border and has existed as an Indian nation with a peace constitution for centuries before the creation of the North American border. The Six Nations passport is recognized by both the Canadian and U.S. governments.
We're standing here at Longhouse of the Onondagas, capital of the Haudenosaunee. Haudenosaunee meaning people of the Long House. And within our house sits Six Nations: Mohawks, the keepers of the Eastern Door, the Oneidas, Onondagas, who are the fire keepers, the Cayugas, the Senecas, keepers of the Western Door, and a late arrival to the Five Nations, the Tuscarora, who joined us in 1724 when they were driven out of North Carolina. For centuries, the Onondaga has been the capital of the Haudenosaunee since the days when the peacemaker joined the Five Nations together with a mandate of peace and message of good mind and being together and of one mind, so that we can live together, recognizing each other's concepts, each other's differences, each other's property, and maintaining that we can live together as brothers. This concept is carried on through into the 1600s when we met with the Dutch and formed a treaty with them. The first of the treaties with our people and the Europeans, under the same concept that we are equal and that we conduct ourselves with peace and friendship and tranquility as our goals throughout life.
The independence movement from the Soviet Union has gained momentum in the Baltic states. But because these countries are not yet politically independent, a feeling of unease swept over the runners as they crossed into the Soviet Union.
Нам недостаточно. Мы ждем ответа из Москвы. Вы сейчас говорите, что вы получили отказ.
Soviet Union coordinator Eugene explained the Six Nations situation to Soviet authorities.
Пропустить я не могу никого. Так же, как я. У вас, к сожалению, добрый день.
The response was that they would make a second request to Moscow, and possibly an exception may be made, as this was a special situation. The Soviet border officials were, surprisingly, quite sympathetic and appeared more than willing to cooperate. While waiting for the reply from Moscow, the other runners crossed into Lithuania. The young Poland supporters stayed to the very end, saddened to see everyone leave.
Good luck!
The Soviet military stormed into this city, Vilnius, capital of Lithuania, on January 20th, 1991, in order to suppress the independence movement. 13 Lithuanians were killed in this incident. It was reported that food was in short supply in the Soviet Union. However, on September 5th, 1990, when the Sacred Run came into Vilnius, the capital city appeared peaceful, and the supermarket shelves were filled with plenty of food. Lithuanians were encouraged in their fight for independence as they welcomed and absorbed the atmosphere of freedom the Indians, Japanese, and Europeans brought with them.
Beautiful. Beautiful. I wish I had something.
Lithuanian
Yes.
If you go with Sąjūdis, you are going for Lithuania.
You vote for Sąjūdis, you vote for Lithuania.
Yes.
Oh, Sąjūdis.
For Sąjūdis candidates.
Now, are there other parties for freedom in Lithuania
yes,
too?
Of course. But they are not so strong as Sąjūdis.
Sąjūdis is as if the umbrella, and all the parties are under this umbrella.
Kind of like
they are new parties, but they are not so strong.
Why do you support this run?
Because we know that only by the forces of all people of all world we can do anything in our country and anything in the whole world. Something for our freedom and something for the freedom of Europe.
Well, it was very important because a week ago we opened a little bit a gateway to Europe. We organized the activities at the customs point on the Polish-Lithuanian border. And you were the first to come in to Lithuania through this gateway. So this means that this gateway has been opened. Well,
it's very important.
Yes, it's very important.
How many Indian languages and how many people speak them?
A lot of the native people on the reserve, they still speak the language on the reservations. But when the families move out of the reservations into the cities with the society, with the white people, they lose their language. Because me, I can speak my language barely. But when I go back home on the reservation, I have a hard time understanding the older people. But I can speak to them, but not that good.
That's the same with the Lithuanians in America. They're also losing their language. The youngest generation doesn't have this Lithuanian.
But now they have more native schools where they teach native language in schools when you're a kid going all the way up to high school. So that's really good.
ago, 7 years ago, my whole life changed. And it changed just about like that. And then about, right after that, I was having dreams of visions. And I couldn't understand them because they were much different than when I used to have when I drank alcohol and used a lot of drugs and I carried a gun, you know. My dreams were different when I changed about 7 years ago. And some of them I couldn't understand. And about 5 years ago, I remember a dream, you know, about hundreds and hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of people. And all I could really see was just their eyes, you know. And I remember looking at them, and I wanted to know myself what I was seeing was true. And then when I was looking at them, I jumped out of my body and I was looking at me too. But I was looking more or less at my own eyes to see if I was real, because I know me more than anybody else. So I looked in my own eyes in my dream to see if I was honest, you know. So when I was up there, when I was on the stage, I seen all these people, and I seen this dream, you know. But I didn't know I was going to play a flute, and I didn't know what it was all about. It was just more or less a dream people have, you know, a normal dream. And I had been in prison many times, you know. Been in prison 11 times, 11 different times, in county jails and city jails and mental hospitals and hospitals for being, you know, wounded and, you know, hurt and everything. And I had a lot of shootouts with the police and, you know, just a whole lot of problems. And my own kids, you know, I couldn't see them. My ex-wives, you know, they didn't want to have anything to do with me, you know. I was just, you know, and so I wanted, you know, and I had this inspiration, and so I knew I could only do it myself and nobody else, and so I had to, you know, let a lot of things go. And so when I was up there in Poland, I seen things there that were just actual, you know, not only in Poland, but, you know, all over through the country, you know, the little cities and villages and the big cities, and many people. I had never thought I'd see all these eyes I had seen in the dream, you know, all these millions of people.
Sorry, please one moment. Sorry, please one moment.
Beautiful voices in song greeted the runners all along the course. The sacred run followed the same course as the 600-kilometer human chain, which was formed across the Baltic states in August of 1989 by the people of Lithuania, Latvia, and Estonia to call attention to their fight for independence. The runners were given a hero's welcome as they arrived at the parliament in Estonia. The people of the Baltic states do not resort to violence in spreading their ideals, but rather by singing old folk songs and radiating the energetic vibration of their voices, do they foster and unify the energy for independence.
More than 10,000 years ago, your ancestors started moving from beyond the Ural Mountains and Siberia, crossed the Bering Strait and reached America. But not only the distant kinship ties us with you. There are remarkable similarities in our fate that has not always been kind to us. Estonians, like Latvians and Lithuanians, have not always been masters in their own land. But we both have not given up the fight for freedom.
This non-violent, peace-seeking singing revolution or independence movement arose out of the rich culture and tradition of these proud nations. Kelly and the others with Six Nations passports who remained at the Poland-Lithuania border were assisted by Polish and Swedish supporters and were able to rejoin the run from Stockholm.
I'm trying to rest and I'm trying to get my grounds again. And we're here and we're ready to run and... What? Shake your hand.
By the time the run reached Stockholm, midpoint of the run in terms of days and distance, the number of participants had swelled to over 100. Sweden came in relatively late as a participating country, and given the limited preparation time, an unexpected amount of support came together.
All kinds of organizations in Sweden who are here.
All kind of
organizations. Peace movement.
Peace movement?
Yeah.
Yes. Party?
Part of this, the peace movement.
Oh.
Yeah.
Like anti-nuclear thing?
Anti-nuclear movement. Yeah, no, women for peace.
Women
for peace, yeah. Are here.
And they,
and then you have international WILP. Women International Lodge for Peace and Freedom. They are here. And do we have somebody from the Swedish-Indian Cooperation? And some from the Fourth World? From the Fourth World, which is me and Henrik and Peter. Yeah.
So
a lot of people who are have in their heart the feeling that we have to go together to save our world.
I see. Like
and it's not necessary to be in any organization at all, only that we feel the same.
The running in Sweden commenced with a rundown on the route and an explanation of the crow hop. 2 small runners from Japan joined the run from Stockholm. The 2 brothers, Byota, 12, and Kanta, 11, were also joined by their father. One big runner from Latvia, Ivo, who stood over 2 meters tall, also joined in.
Direct after Chernobyl, we could see that from here, Gävle, Delsbo, the line up, and north from that, the line up to the south of Lapland. There was a belt that where the rain came and took down cesium particles. In the Gävle, they have areas where they have to cut away all the earth, 40 centimeter thick, throw it away, and bring new earth. Some places. But radiation on the earth, it faded a little away, but in the water and in animals higher up in the ecologic chain, it was raising, and it still grows higher.
How do you know about this land?
We saw it in the newspaper. We read about it.
Oh, I see.
And then we telephoned to Ockelbo this morning.
Oh, I see. So that's why you know.
Yes.
The land is
and
coming.
then we got to know when you left.
Oh, I see. Okay. Could you explain about what happened to this town when the Chernobyl happened?
Vad heter det på engelska, det som föll ner? Det som kom med regnet. Vad heter det på engelska? Do you say cesium? Is it cesium in English?
Cesium, yeah. Cesium, yes, we understand.
We have cesium in mushrooms and fish and wild animals. But not so much, but there is some of it.
Can't eat them anymore. He wants.
Yes. We examine the elks when they are killed. We examine them, and if there is too much, we just dig them down. And otherwise, we can eat the meat.
Still eating?
Yes, if we can eat it.
You don't worry about that anymore?
Yes, we do.
You do?
Good sweeting
There.
Sweden, surrounded in beauty year-round, gets noticeably cooler in September. Runners receive donations of coats, jackets, sweaters, and hats in preparation for the coming cold.
これどうでしょう。いいじゃないですか。これいいですか。ぴったし。あ、ぴったし。うん。じゃあこれに決めた。なんか子供用でないのこれ。いいですよ。でもそれは長いからこれに決めた。
After the run, all the bus and the car will be new.
Yeah, I wonder why.
Masaru Okada, who had been measuring radioactivity levels throughout Sweden to determine the effects of the Chernobyl accident, is quite surprised by the levels coming out of this campsite.
かなり高い数字、46という最高の今までで最高やって言うとった数字が出たんですけども。その前が48、その前はもう51っていう数字が出てます、ここで。ここはだから、これに見えないとか、降りたんですね。
The high readings at this campsite in northern Sweden, thousands of kilometers away from Chernobyl, are comparable to the levels measured in Kiev, only 100 kilometers away from Chernobyl.
51とキエフから見たけど、変わらない。
もう30キロ圏内ぐらいの。
These radioactive particles have been blown into Sweden from thousands of kilometers away. Radioactive particles have infested the trees, grass, moss, and other vegetation. Moss is especially dangerous, as it is a source of food for reindeer. A high accumulation of radioactivity has been found in reindeer meat.
Hela jordens miljö.
Ja, vi samer är ju ett naturfolk. Vår näring är ju anknuten och ansluten till natur och miljö. Ja, vi fick ju erfarenhet sen efter Tjernobylolyckan. Det blev ju nästan en katastrof för oss. Första året efter olyckan så kunde vi inte slakta våra renar. Jo, här uppe hade väl gjort såna här stickprover på renkött. Det var inte som från början att där tog man prover på alla renar som slaktades. Utan här tar man ju stickprover. Men då har de ju gjort den att de har höjt becquerelgränsen från 300 till 1500.
After passing through the Arctic Circle, the run reached Kautokeino, Norway, the northernmost point of the run. From Kautokeino, the run traveled down through Finland, into Helsinki, and headed for the Soviet border again.
やっと来ましたね。なんとか超えられる、みんなで超えられるってことは一つのやっぱりね、目的でね、みんなで超えられるってことがどんなにかね、意味があるかってことはすごく後乗って分かると思いますね。でも秋山さん会長ね、一番頑張って、いやいや、やっぱりなんかペースがこう一定でこうね。なんかね、やっぱ走りながらやっぱりヨーロッパの第一にね教えてもらったこと多いと思いますね。
Passport, where's it at?
Here.
What? All right, we're gonna reorganize here. Don't start ordering up, you know, and spending 2 hours here. We got to get going right away. And of course, the big news is Six Nations passport's been approved. All right. So onward. I'll wait for you on the other side.
Shit. This means I gotta run again.
Yeah. Okay. All right.
I'll psyched to go to work.
Marie, can you put that behind you?
Lemon squeezer, make fresh lemon juice.
I see.
Ooh, yeah. Herbal tea, peppermint tea. Lincolnberry juice.
Oh.
Yeah.
Did you?
To keep. This is for the run. Yeah.
Yeah. Did you get anything medicine?
No, I've got all the medicine I need.
Oh, you only got.
Yeah, I don't need anything. I just needed food and drinks for the run. Yeah, for the long walk. The marathon.
It is for a marathon or?
It's for the marathon and 50 miles to keep them going during the day. Different breads, honey.
What do you think of water in the Soviet Union?
Well, I think we're going to have to be careful with the water in the Soviet Union. So we brought as much filtered water as we can with us. And, well, we can still filter. It'll be all right. We've also got Steri-tabs, which we can add to the water. It's good to use those for a short period, but not for a long period, because people can end up with diarrhea if you use them too long. But we'll manage okay.
Anatoly.
Людмила. Hello.
Anatoly.
Людмила.
Anatoly.
Great
to see you. We are from the Soviet Union, from the town of Vybak.
You are organizer.
Japanese Culture Studio Association. We are meeting you. We are meeting you. Ассоциация по изучению культуры Японии.
Japanese Cultural Study Association. That you are a member.
Yes.
日本文化協会、文化研究協会のメンバー。
Кто у вас президент? Президент, да. Сато-сенсей. Сато-сенсей is the chairman of this association.
やっぱり日本人がいわゆるそこの代表になってるみたい。You speak Japanese? Speak Japanese?
No.
Japanese Cultural Study Association.
Very slow.
Can you try to speak Japanese to camera?
Два слова скажи, хотя бы два слова. You know the most important thing.
Very good. All right, well,
Leningrad.
Very good, very good. Yeah. Well, everybody.
I don't understand. Slowly, more slowly.
When we got here, we took every step, took one step all the way to here. We took as many steps to get here.
I understand.
Many heartbeats to come see you. Many heartbeats to come see you.
We are glad to see you.
Oh, yeah.
And we wish you very many happy days in your life.
Really. All right.
In Leningrad, 3 Ainu from Hokkaido, Japan, arrived to support the run.
で2年前にホロノベまで走った時にアイヌも参加して、それで今回の場合は3月にデニスから言われてランナーを2人出して、もちろん大地と命のためっていうことでアイヌにしてもそういうことは願いだから喜んで参加したの。
In many small towns along the route between Leningrad and Moscow, young people would often approach and attempt to sell souvenirs to tourists. Soviet flags, belts, hats, and dolls are for sale. Of course, this activity is illegal. However, many Russians desperately want US dollars, not valueless rubles. It is an accurate reflection of the state of the Soviet economy.
Have you anything for sale? Huh? Have you anything for sale? For you?
No, I have just only one shoe.
Okay, maybe trade for my shoes. Yeah, you take me.
Okay, show me your shoes. This one?
Okay.
And this one? Trade?
Maybe trade that for rubles for you. Rubles for you. Yeah, 200 rubles for you. Maybe trade for shoes.
No, I need a jogging shoes because this.
I want this. My country is my. Okay.
Yeah, I know.
It's very large problem. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's very nice. But
Where are you from?
Pardon?
Where are you from?
From this town. No,
from
Russia. Yeah, from Novgorod. Yes.
So what is your job? Is this your job?
Yes, it's our job.
You don't have any other job?
No, we don't have it.
Where
We
did
stay
you
here every day. This is our business. Да?
I was thrown by a horse in May of 1982 that almost ended my life, and it was a very, very serious accident, but with a lot of support from my friends and my family and others that I have recovered, not fully, but I can run now. I was changed through this accident for the better. I mean, spiritually, it was good for me. I'm not saying the accident was good, but it had some positive things to my life, and I think that's one of the reasons why I'm on this run is I've been given another chance. I don't know why it was. It's me that. But now, I'm here on this road to Moscow with these people, and we'll be running. I think 4 of us will be running 50 miles tomorrow. Some will be doing a full marathon and a half marathon. So it's these kind of people that gave me the drive to walk again. So I really appreciate these people and what they're doing for everything that moves in the universe, you know. So I'm glad to be here with them.
On October 10th, the last day of the sacred run, at 4 a.m., the 80-kilometer runners were given special medicine pouches to wear around their necks to guide them through a safe journey. Just before dawn, at the 80-kilometer mark, runners started off on their final run into Moscow.
Well, the run means many things to me. It means the continuation of a practice that was being done hundreds of years ago, and that's carrying a message from village to village. When I saw the reasons that a run should happen back in the 70s, and when the run actually began in 1978, I realized that running would be the best possible thing that could happen to Indian people, because it's very easy to pick up a telephone and dial somebody at the next village and give them that message. It's very easy to drive from here to there on your own and give that message. And it's very easy to give the message to somebody else and have them drive over there. I think it's important that we practice the way things were being done before. And so the idea of running then, of a continual run, a relay run until you reach your destination, I think that's important, because it not only revives the traditional way, but it brings about some character in the person. It's strengthening Indian nations, and that's why I believe in the run, and that's why I believe that we'll continue running.
On this highway, the M10, which connects Leningrad and Moscow, the 42-kilometer runners prepared for dispatch.
来ましたね。もう最後の最後大詰めですね。もうでもこれがちゃんと走れるかどうかね、もう自分にとってすごい大切なことだからね。少なくても歩いてでも最後まで行かなきゃね。まあたかだか42キロだから。
Taichi Akiyama, 80-kilometer runner from Japan, was the first to reach Moscow city limits. He had not missed a day of running since its start in England.
Интервью, пару слов для прессы. Что вы думаете об этом пробеге?
Да прекрасно.
It's wonderful. It's wonderful. Yes, you must run as often as you can.
So, how do you feel now? Oh, I feel great. This is the greatest feeling in my life right here. This is a reality here. It's real. It was a dream before, thinking I could be here, but here I am, right in the middle. Here we are with the staff, everyone that comes running in here. Greatest feeling in the world. Can't explain the feeling.
Oh, I feel great now. I feel real great. Didn't think I'd come this far with all the things and the problems, the visas and everything else. Yeah. Oh, we're here though. Yeah.
Now we get ready for Canada.
だもんやっぱりしんどかったもん。こ
れでだいぶ気が楽。
まあ気抜けんようにはせんと、あとの仕事にも使えるから。
These sacred runners, composed of people of all races from different countries, using different languages, and of various religious beliefs, were able to overcome their differences and complete the 10,000 kilometers to Moscow by virtue of their shared beliefs. The runners, and those whose paths they crossed, have come to share a common belief that man must strive to transcend borders and colors and unite in the struggle to preserve the air, water, forests, land, and all living creatures for future generations. And it is this belief that in turn will create a world where discrimination, starvation, poverty, violence, and war will cease to exist. The sacred run for land and life in Europe, 1990, has come to an end. However, the run and its message will continue on to the four corners of the earth.